Tarehe 27 Aprili mwaka wa 1987 alipokelewa kama padri wa jimbo Katoliki la Bungoma. Tarehe 22 Machi mwaka wa 2003 aliteuliwa na Baba Mtakatifu Yohane Paulo wa pili kuwa askofu wa pili wa jimbo Katoliki la Kericho. Tarehe 24 Mei mwaka wa 2003 alisimikwa kama askofu wa jimbo la Kericho, akichukua uchungaji kutoka kwa Askofu Philip Anyolo aliyekuwa amehamishiwa jimbo Katoliki la Homa Bay. Mwashamu Emmanuel Okombo Wandera alihudumu kama askofu wa jimbo Katoliki la Kericho kwa miaka 16 na miezi 6. Alistaafu kutoka ofisi ya uaskofu tarehe 14 Disemba mwaka wa 2019 akiwa na miaka 77. Mwashamu Emmanuel Okombo amehudumu kama padri kwa miaka 50 na kama askofu kwa miaka 20. Hongera sana Baba Askofu Emmanuel Okombo Wandera kwa jubilei ya dhahabu. Mungu akujalie afya njema, baraka na neema.
Baada ya sherehe ya kusimikwa rasmi kwa Mwashamu Askofu Paul Kariuki Njiru kama askofu wa kwanza wa jimbo jipya la wote siku ya Jumamosi tarehe 30 mwezi wa 9 hadi kwenye milima wa Mama Maria wa Subukia katika jimbo la Nakuru. Jumamosi tarehe 14 mwezi huu tunabisha hodi kwenye dekania ya Kiambu. Dekania hii ya Kiambu inahusisha parokia zifuatazo: St. Stephen Parish Rcia, St. Joseph Parish Gatanga, St. Martin de Porres Karuri, St. Peter and Paul Kiambu, Our Lady of Victories Lioki, All St. Parish Riara, Our Lady of the Holy Rosary Tinganga, Holy Rosary Parish Ikinu na Nazarene Chaplains. Kwa mwaliko wa dekano, maparoko na halmashauri wa dekania Mtakatifu Francisco Asizi kwenye jimbo kuu la Nairobi, runinga Capuchin itaungana na waumini wote kwenye adhimisho la sherehe ya kifamilia ya dekania pamoja na sherehe ya sakramenti ya kipaimara. Ibada ya misa takatifu itaanza saa 4 asubuhi ikiongozwa na Askofu Mkuu Philip Anyolo wa jimbo kuu la Nairobi. Matukio yote ya sherehe hiyo itakayofanyika katika uwanja wa mchezo wa Nduberi eneo la Kiambu utaipata kwenye runinga ya kipekee Katoliki hapa nchini pamoja na mitandao yetu ya kijamii. Endelea kutazama runinga ya Capuchin, kitambulisho chako Katoliki.
On Friday, 13th October 2023, Waridi Primary School, located in Westlands in the Catholic Archdiocese of Nairobi, invites all parents, families and friends for the school prayer day. The event, which will start with the Holy Mass at 9 a.m., will be live on Capuchin TV and on our correspondent social media platforms. Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity.
We greet you all from the Vatican, where we're having the fantastic meeting of the Synod of Bishops. It has been a very good week where we have shared deeply, and we want to invite all our Catholics and all in our homes, in not only in Kenya but in the MICROFINANCE countries, we continue praying for this wonderful meeting alongside the Holy Father, so that the Holy Spirit may really inspire us, inspire the bishops and the other delegates, religious women, religious men and laity, so that we really can have a deep sharing and that he can guide us. I think we need a lot of prayers. The Holy Father has insisted a lot that this is a moment also of reflection, of silence, of listening to the Holy Spirit. And so I think don't get worried if you don't hear too much of what we are discussing, because I think there is more the idea of listening to one another, but deeply listening to the Holy Spirit. So we are going through a very, very good moments. The good thing is the diversity that we have seen of bishops and people from all over. We have good moments of sharing, understanding different contexts, hearing the challenges of various places, as well as the gifts that we have mutually. So it's a very rich experience. So we also, even amongst Africa, the various realities in different countries in Africa, it's very good to listen to others who are also helping us learn. So it's a very good learning process. At the same time, I think it's a good opportunity as we listen to one another and as we listen to the Holy Spirit to see how we can bring this even in our homes. This having opportunities to discuss, to speak, not so much looking at people outside, not so much looking at what people are speaking about what we are discussing, but rather thinking and valuing one another, listening to the heart of the Father, listening to the heart of the child listening to the heart of the Father, the husband to the heart of the wife to the heart of the husband, an experience of expanding our hearts in listening. And it's not just talking, but in listening to what is deeply in our hearts. So this has been a very good opportunity, and it's a challenge for all of us in our various jurisdictions and places of origin. So from here in Rome, we are also very united to the Holy Father, praying for what he has in his heart, praying for his intentions. And as we go along, as we listen to the Holy Spirit, hoping that there will be more crystallized resolutions and directions that obviously will be given to the Holy Father to see how we can incorporate this experience even wider than what we experience in here in Rome. So from here, we are sending you all our greetings. We are sending you all also our love, our accompaniment in prayer, and be sure that on our part, we are also praying deeply so that we may hear what the Holy Spirit is guiding us. May God bless you all.
A very good morning to you, dear viewer. Thank you for joining us yet on another exclusive interview with me, Maureen Kimani, as we bring you a very interesting conversation in a world where the transition into adulthood is often seen as a one-time event. This unique program takes a different approach, and we're talking about the Rite of Continuous Initiation into Adulthood, that is RCIA program. And in the studio, we have a guest who will be introducing himself in just a few, and he will be talking to us. What does this program entail? Whom is it concerned for? And maybe how can one be part of this conversation or even part of the program? Thank you so much. And in case you have any question or you'd love to share your story or reach onto us, you can do that on 0717-424-866, or you can use our SMS number, that is 21760, and I'm sure he'll be ready to answer all of your questions and comments as part this program and conversation is concerned. So once again, welcome to the conversation. Hi Father, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for making time, and it's good to have you here in our studio. Thank you very much.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes. And because maybe all of you would love to know who you are, what you do, kindly tell them.
I'm Father Gabriel Kinoti. I work in St. Benedict Parish. I'm a Benedictine monk, I'm a Benedictine priest, but I work in St. Benedict Parish, Vicar Road. That's where we do our work. And I'm also a director of this program of psycho-spiritual, the Continuous Psycho-Spiritual Formation Program. And I'm also a student. I'm writing my PhD thesis in counseling psychology. I'm also a psychologist. Okay. Yeah, so I'm a priest. That's my vocation. By profession, I'm a psychologist. And if you want to know what I like doing, I'm also a musician.
Wow. Yeah. Maybe before we end the show, you'd love maybe to sing for us one chorus, maybe your favorite song. I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Just go ahead, Father.
Is one of my best times, which I like, is just working for the people and trying to understand what always people can do, and trying to tap the resources they have. Yeah. I think about the chorus we can sing another day.
All right, but maybe we can first of all talk about our conversation, and later on we'll have the chorus of the song. All right. Thank you very much, Father Gabriel, for making time, and it's actually, I'm delighted to have you here in our studio, and I can't wait to see and to hear what you're going to share to all viewers about this continuous initiation program into adulthood is concerned. But you talked about you're the founder of the psycho-spiritual and social formation. Maybe you can tell our viewer, what does it entail? What is it all about?
Okay. This Rite of Continuous Initiation Program is a group of schools. We have different schools. We have School of Initiation to Adulthood, School of Marriage, School of people who are recuperating maybe from addiction. School, we have different schools. We learn them, but specifically today, in the meantime, we want to talk about this Rite of Continuous Initiation to Adulthood. And this one is a school. It's a program tailor-made for especially for the teenagers, people who are transited to start their adult life, so to say, and it's a continuous process. I started this program when I was working in schools, because I was working in a diocese for some time. And most of the schools where I used to go for masses, I like talking so much with the young ones in secondary schools, that is. I remember one of the days I talked to another school, and the student told me, "Father, we want to tell you something. That in this school, we have strikes, we have problems, but we know people who usually bring problems. There are people who give us drugs." Yeah. So then, after talking to them, after doing my own way of trying to counsel them and trying to tell them, just tell me more. What do you think you can do this? They gave me a packet of bank, a big one. So I started asking myself, the learners, they have nobody sometimes to share with, or maybe when they have the teachers talk to them about the education program. You know, there are two kinds of program, Madam Maureen. We have formation and we have information and formation program. School system is about information. It's not more of formation. Information is basically for the caregivers and the parents. And now people have transferred the formation and information, they put it together and put them maybe to the parents or maybe to pastors or people who usually sometimes preach and motivate people. So they tell people what they want to hear. At the end of the day, they don't get the benefit because somebody is talking from his point of view. So this continuous initiation program is a way of understanding the initiate from the initiation time, the time they started their adulthood from 12, 13 and 14 years. We stay with them for 4 years, trying to understand, trying to grow with them, and trying to possibly talk about their concerns, them and also their parents. So this is what we call Rite of Continuous Initiation to Adulthood. I am also a critic of some of the programs which we do. When we have our young ones finish maybe the 12th, 13th years or class 8, so to say, we see most of the churches or most of the programs, they take the children, The boys, they went for circumcision. You know, there are people, they don't know the difference between circumcision and initiation. Circumcision is a medical procedure.
Secondly, maybe you can differentiate what is the difference between circumcision and initiation.
Initiation.
Exactly.
You know, circumcision is a medical procedure. It's a removal of the knee, of the top of the knee, as the medics would say. Yeah. But initiation, it is introduction to a thinking or a way of thinking or a way of life, which is not one way. It is not one day. It is a continuous. For example, we introduce the young boys and girls to adulthood. That's why we have the 4-year series program, so that slowly we can enter a value system with symbols, with science, and also with other variety of ways, so that they can be initiated to a adulthood system. That's why we say it is continuous. It is not taking your boy to some people who go and do the operation, and then they have motivational speakers, they speak with them, and the children, they get they feel, now we are being talked to, motivated. It's not about motivation. It's about trying to understand and learn what are the resources in these children which can assist them to another level of their life. It's entering in their own world. It's not me presenting them to my world, which most of the motivational speakers and people will do for us. And that's why this program is completely run by the spiritual, by religious, and also by a psychologist, all of us psychologists, so that we can try to venture and try to assist one another, so to balance. Yeah, that's why it's called psychosocial and spiritual. We try to balance this mental health, the social health, and the spiritual health. We will maintain that one for a duration of 2, 3, 4 years. Then most of our young people are ready to go. They know how to face the challenges ahead of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very good. I understand how mental health is very important to everyone at any stage. Well, maybe you can talk to us further. How long has this program lasted? When was it started, and how has the journey been? Maybe you can share the story.
Well, I started this one when I came to St. Benedict, when I transferred from Eldoret Diocese to Nairobi Diocese. We started it in 2018, and the question of most of our Christians or people who are coming to us, they were asking, as the other churches are doing, do you have an initiation program? Say, what do you mean? Where we take boys and girls, and girls, especially boys. Most of the people would say boys, because they will be circumcised, and then from there they get people to talk to them, to preach to them. Then I said, at that time I was finishing my master's program in psychology. Then I said, from my school of thought, I think initiation is not a 1-week thing. When the children are healing and they are feeling some pain, and everybody is everywhere talking to them about everything, and nobody asks you or try to do some test. Is this child happy? Is he stressed? Is spiritual? Because there are tests which can do this. So we try to change this, so that from 2018 we started with the class of 2018, 2019, and now we are in the 5th year. In fact, the first initiate, they are in the university.
Wow,
and they were asking me the other day, Father, what will you do now? We have graduated, because now we are joining the university and the colleges. I said, now we go to another school of young adults. And this one, when always they cross school, they come together. How is life? What do you feel? What do you feel about this? Then they learn about themselves. We call the parents to try to talk to them and try to grow together, because really we need to understand our children's world. You know what? Another parent was saying, watoto wa siku hizi, we don't understand them. Then I say, why don't you give birth to all the children? You should give birth to all the ones, because now because sincerely the reflection of the behavior or the ways of our children is the reflection of the society. Behavior is not inborn; it's something which
someone might even adopt.
Exactly. So that's where we are.
Wow.
We are very happy. This is the 4th year. So when you bring for us a chant for initiation, initiation, most of the parents, they come as one way. That means maybe after 1 or 2 weeks, they go away. But we tell the parents, kindly, if you accept, we'll put this one in our class of growth or in continuous initiation program. When they cross schools, they bring them to us. But by the way, first of all, when they come, after healing, after 2-3 days, most of the boys, they can at least do things. So we try to do some psychological tests. For example, stress test, this kind of thing. Or just a very simple test. For example, we tell the child, I want to write about your family. There immediately we can know some of the challenges in the family. For example, those who come from single parent homes, those who from abusive family, because there are a set of questions we do. Just try to answer for us this. So as psychologists, they say, this child is coming from a very good family, they're doing very well. What is your worst experience? So this way you can know exactly what is happening in a certain child. And from there now we are, because we are series of psychologists, we do one-on-one counseling, trying to enter in their world and making some psychological notes. From there, when the parents accept, their parents, by the most of our parents, a number of our parents, they come and say, see, tunataka, you finish with them, when they heal, and then they not come again. And then one of the things, Maureen, when people say, they say, my child has no problem, why should you continue doing this? They say, counseling is not about solving people's problem. It is about even what they have, trying to enhance, trying to see how can we sustain the right behavior. Because most of the children we do, they have very, very good behavior. But how can it be sustainable? This is the question we really need. Then that's why we ask your child now, similarly in case if you passed very well. And for example, when they come this December, we tell them, kindly come with your remarks, with your results. In our counseling, in the people who learn this, we call now education psychologist. We kindly try to evaluate these marks. So they evaluate against what they got in. For example, those who came in 2020. We usually call resilience class. Our classes we have resilience, we have open. All our years they have age set names. I hope I could be having some time to talk about this.
We'll find out. You can just maybe mention a few of it.
Remember, this one is actually a cultural and patent system. In African tradition, what used to sustain, to mentor people, it was called an age set system, whereby when little children, they hand their ages. For example, the children who are still breastfeeding, the bigger ones could try to assist them so that they can always stay near the mom. When they get well, they are told, now you are big, you should not go to breastfeed. You should come in our group. We had a group those who could go and do some balls and do some few things. And when they grow up and when they start now knowing the social society, they start now going to school or interacting with the others. Now they go in another age. At 10, 12, 13 years, most of them would go for initiation. Initiation would be through circumcision, and then they are initiated to another age set. There are some of the communities who would not, maybe they were not circumcising, but circumcision is a medical thing. It's not. So that's why this program we have a lot of girls, and girls they don't do circumcision. They just introduce to a value system and try to hone up to the system and start doing it. So in the African traditional societies, when the young boys, before they became warriors, there are some things which they were done to them, so that slowly by slowly they are initiated to that age group system. You will find out also in African tradition, when in the school of marriage, maybe we'll talk that one when we reach there, we hand stages of marriage. We have the stage of courtship, dowry, we have all those, they hand the simplification and symbols, which can also be used today to measure marriage stability. In fact, my PhD program, I'm doing on marriage stability.
Maybe next time we shall invite you to talk about more about marriage. Exactly.
So from this age system, so we came out to realize that in this program, all the African program, they were continuous. There was no break. And that's why we said we can bring this one to our schools, and that's why we have the name Continuous Initiation to Adulthood, because we have at least more than 4 years.
Okay.
And also this continuous, we try to see what is good in our children so that we can measure the continuity. And if there is some behavioral problems, we can always address them in real time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm sure our viewers are asking themselves, because they've been mentioning about this child, and maybe they are asking, who typically participates on this program? Is there a specific age for a certain group or a certain maybe cultural communities?
No. All children we usually like starting from at least from 11th or 12th year, when they are entering their teenage age. You'd say class 8, most of them, they come there. But most of the parents who come to us, they are referrals from the other schools that we have a program which assists our children for a longer time. So we usually take from, especially most of our initiates, they come at 12th and 13th year. And for the boys, those who are circumcised, who are not circumcised, we call the surgeons to do their job. And then when the surgeons they are done with the surgical part, then they give us, we start now the school. We start orienting them to the school. For the girls, we usually, for example, they start the same time because they are almost the same age. But we have 3 days before so that the boys will go the circumcision. And when they get a bit healed, they can at least do some few things. We call the girls, but in another different place, not the same place.
Okay.
So we start now orienting them to this psycho-spiritual and
Formation.
After that, we call the parents and we talk to the parents that we are starting a process, but you need to call or to be with us. The greatest challenge is that most of the parents, they want one touch solution to our children. If you tell them, we want to proceed this one before 3 years, what will they be doing? They can do this one in the school. They can do it in the school, or then they pull a child who has kind of behavioral problem, and then they pull him to maybe to a pastor or to a priest, or possibly to a teacher. And then the teacher just does maybe a good job. The teachers can do that. So we want to try to hand value from what the parents are doing. Remember, this one we work with the parents because these are underage, and we have come to realize as Africans, formation is about the society, it's about the family. For us, family is key. We work with the families to try to sustain what is good in our young ones. And then it's not only one cultural society. It's different cultures. Remember, values cut across cultures. For example, values of respect, values of for example, hope, faithfulness. These are the values which we try to inculcate or make sure they grow in our children. So if somebody tells you that a certain community should not read in this, it's completely wrong, because initiation is a value system. It's introduction to a value system and thinking system, which is actually ordered by African society. It's African society because all the values are implanted from the cultural perspective, from our way we view things. For example, for us, the way we view family and community is different from the West. But this is a story for another day, Maureen. I think what we should now emphasize is
I think we have much to talk about, maybe even after these.
So the only disadvantage which we usually see is that most of our parents or most of our people who come to us, they want to endure like other programs, and ours, they want maybe one touch or only. For example, we have African symbols. I think one day I'll come with those symbols. When we do the possibly the teaching, the test, the day of initiation is very symbolic. For example, we have African spears. All the young boys, they come to do their vows or their promises. I will not abuse drug, I will be a good child, holding an African spear. I will come with a spear. We usually have an African spear and tell them in African tradition, a spear is a sign of courage and trying to keep guard. In fact, most of the African tradition, I don't know whether you know, spears are never used for fighting. It's only bows and arrows which fight. The spear is just a sign of authority. And then we tell the young boys who are entering this, for you to enter in this, we need to go to a forest. In our place in Tijuana, we have a very deep forest, and we go to initiate our boys and girls there. Although they go at different times.
Okay.
The boys go there, we tell them, the time you hold this spear, you must take charge of your life. You have no option. You are young, but you now start taking charge of your life. And then after trying to make them understand the values, the day of initiation, they hold the spear and the Bible. The Bible is human and spiritual values. The spear is cultural values, it's the African values. And then the child holds the Bible and also a spear, and then he reads the promises. I will be just, I will not have been dressed, I will stand well, I will be obedient to this. And then when the child does that, he crosses a river. We have a river there, but there is no crocodile solution. And that they cross a river is symbolically in them, and we always tell them, you remember you crossed a river, you are not a child again, you need to be responsible of yourself. So when they cross the river, the other side, they will get the sponsor holding the hand, and then the parents will take the children from there. And from there, we go to the church, we pray over them, and in the church, we give them salt, we bless them salt, symbolically, and we read the verse, you are the salt of the heart, you are the salt of your family, you need now to start growing from there, and we give them a candle. We then embrace the candles, and we tell the parents, make sure this girl, when it comes to your home now, this candle should light in the home, and you should have a prayer throughout, and tell the little girl that now you are light to this family. We should not be woken up again, you know how to take charge of your life. This is how we say continuous, and they renew this one for 4 years. When they come out of school, they come and then share with me about school, what happened this time. Say, I had a bad experience, maybe the child was punished. Why were you punished? Those kind of things. And when you get friendly to the little ones, these teenagers, they tell you everything, and you assist them. If there's something which is so much you need to tell the parents, then you call the parents and say, there's something we need to discuss.
All right.
In fact, I must also report that it has acted as a referral center for our parents. We have parents who have problems in their lives, or maybe they have behavioral problems in school. Yeah, I remember the other day.
I don't know if I should cut you on that, and maybe you can come and talk about the success stories. And you can talk about the success stories, and of course some of the benefits of this participation on this program. Once we take a short break, after we come back, I'm sure you'll begin with that. And let me just add this. I can see the importance and, of course, the advantages of having this program. It's a good thing that you're doing, and congratulations, by the way, once again, because it's instilling these values. The boys are being taught how to become men. The girls are taught how to become, ladies who can stand in their society and be courageous, be good mothers in the society, and doing that, we're creating a good families and good society, because we all know that family is the foundation of a good society, and of course the community. So thank you very much, and I hope you won't forget about that insight that you were supposed to come to talk about it. But before that, we're going to take a very short break, but when we come back, we shall have more on this conversation on the Rite of Continuous Initiation into Adulthood program with Father Gabriel Kinoti. So stay tuned, and in case you have any question, please keep them coming on 0717-424-866, or you can use our SMS number, that is 21760, and we'll be answering to you once we get the question. So stay tuned.
La misión está en el corazón de la iglesia. Y más aún, cuando una iglesia está en sínodo, solamente esa dinámica sinodal la lleva adelante la vocación misionera, es decir, la respuesta al mandato de Jesús de anunciar el Evangelio. quisiera recordar que aquí no se acaba nada, sino que aquí continúa un camino eclesial. Se trata de un camino que recorremos como los discípulos de Maús, escuchando al Señor que siempre sale a nuestro encuentro. Es el Señor de la sorpresa. Por medio de la oración y el discernimiento, el Espíritu Santo nos ayuda a realizar el apostolado del oído, o sea, escuchar con los oídos de Dios para poder hablar con la palabra de Dios. Y así nos acercamos al corazón de Cristo, del que brota nuestra misión y la voz que atrae hacia Él. Una voz que nos descubre el centro de la misión, que es llegar a todos, buscar a todos, acoger a todos y buscar a todos sin excluir a nadie. Oremos por la Iglesia, para que adopte la escucha y el diálogo como estilo de vida a todos los niveles, dejándose guiar por la fuerza del Espíritu Santo hacia las periferias del mundo.
Welcome back, dear viewer, to our conversation of Rite of Continuous Initiation into Adulthood with me, Maureen Kimani, here in the studio. And joining me, we have Father Gabriel Kinoti, who is the parish priest of St. Benedict Parish, Thika Road, and also the founder and director of Benedictine Schools of Psychospiritual and Social Formation. So welcome back to this conversation. But before we continue, I want to say, okay, there is a comment here from Jeremy Moriah who says, say hi to Father. We miss him at St. Benedict's Abbey. So Jeremy says hi there. And so welcome back, Father. And let's continue with the conversation now. Before we went for the break, I mentioned that when we shall come back, we shall talk about the success stories and, of course, the benefits of these participating in this program. Maybe you can continue from the parent and the child stories.
Okay, thank you, Maureen. As we proceed this program, let me share some, at least two success stories, especially from the parents.
Okay.
Most of the parents, when they bring to us, especially the children, most of them, they don't understand them so much, because when you tell the child, just write something about your parents, and I remember one of the parents was asking me, now, I don't know what I'll tell my son, because now that my son is of age, I shouldn't tell him now to walk, to start now taking charge of his life, and he had completely no way of doing that. Then I say, just write down especially what you want your child to be told, so that we can try to have a conversation. Then I say, you should not tell your children, you should also ask and also listen to them. And then I remember this parent one day, the child who is now in Form 2 was chased away from school because of some behavioral problems. Yeah, I will not talk of the specific problem because of confidentiality, as counselors.
Yeah, very true.
So the child was asked by the parents, now you are chased away from school, what can I do with you? He said, I want to talk with Father Gabriel. Then I said, my goodness. The teacher, so the parent called me, he said, my son has been having a problem in school, and now he said that he can only talk with you. Then I said, bring him. And then he started sharing with the little boy. And then I told the father, Country, you can go somewhere else. I want to be there with the child. I want just to understand especially what's the problem. Because the child is telling the dad that I don't want to stay in a bonded school. I want to day school. So after some time, then he say, Father, come out and set kwa daddy nitakwambia. Just let's talk about it. And then the child was stuck. You know, as psychologists, we have a way of making somebody at least know exactly what's happening. So I produced some pictures, some projective techniques to try to make listening. So I can see there was one picture which was showing somebody beating another one. And the child was very curious. Say, now tell me about, what do you think that person is a good person who is beating another one? The child started crying. So I knew exactly there's a problem here. So I took away the picture, said, now let's talk about beating. What do you think? He said, this is what our dad wants to do to mom. So immediately I know there's a problem at home. Because the child thinks that when he goes to boarding school, because the mother is abusive to the mom, he will kill or he will continue beating the mom. So the child says, I will not go to the boarding school because my mom will be beaten when I'm not there. At least I should be allowed to defend the mom. So he said, that's why I don't want to go to boarding, because my mom can be beaten when I'm not around. I should be around at least to make sure everything's okay. So now the problem now translated from the child to the family. So that we can now, I want now to tell the mom, sorry, the dad, I need to talk with you and also with your wife so that we can see what you can do with the child.
Okay.
And after a series of 2-3 sessions, the child will say, now, if it's that way, and then the man was very bold enough, I say, sometimes I come at home when I've taken 1 or 2 beers, and then I say, I'll beat you, but I've never beaten anybody. So, you know, for you it's a joke, but for a child it's not a joke.
Yeah, true.
This is not a joke. And when it's
children
at school,
are very sensitive.
Yeah, they're very sensitive.
Yeah.
So from there, we are able to assist also the family. So I said the child can also bring you. And this is one of the goals that most of the parents they don't want to face, because the child always exposes the parent immediately. You tell them, just tell me about yourself, you will be exposed.
They don't keep secrets.
You'll be exposed. It's one of the things. Allow me to talk about this because it's a reality which is living outside there. When the child is brought to us, sometimes the man comes with a ready. Sometimes you don't know whether it's the mom or the real father, so to say. But this challenge of single parenthood, you will always know from the child. If you tell children, just write me at least some few sentences about your dad and about your mom. If the dad is not there, then you see something, he puts some questions, say, just say something about him. And then I hate him. This is from there, we start now, if you give a psychologist, because we are in a series of psychologists, when you just try to analyze, when do you hate? Sometimes you see maybe the father is absent, and then you start knowing that the child is sitting even somebody who is not there. So that's how we enter the field of mental health, and try to assist our children to live with the reality they cannot change. Because for us, it's not really to condemn or say why this happened, but to try to see how they can live in the reality, the present reality of the things which are there. And I'm sure that's the work of psychologists. We don't impose the reality to them, but we try to live with that reality and try sometimes to challenge where there is a word behavior. What do you mean that if you continue this one, things will work? And then the child, say, I think there might be mistaken. You try a child to realize there is a problem and what you can do, what the child can do about it. And also the families, what can the families do to assist their child to sustain what is in them. This is one of the greatest challenges. That's always success stories, because we always assist the children and also the parents. I think one day we will come with one of our initiates just to share their story. You know, sometimes
you can even bring two.
I'll come with the boy and the girl, and also even with the parents, because you remember this underage, you usually work with the parents. But you know, because of confidentiality. By the way, I have a very big file. If you bring your child and your parents accept to continue in this program, we open a file for the child. From the intake form, we have everything. When he comes, we talk about the marks, about the behavior at school. Then when because there's sometimes when we have We have even specialists, maybe academicians coming to talk with them. People who have talents like musicians, like footballers coming to them to show our children that they have a variety of things and they should live broadly and live their life the way maximally.
Okay.
It's one of the things which really I would say they're just success stories of our children.
All right.
But I'm telling you, our children, they have very good things in them. It's only that they need to be encouraged and to be directed slowly by slowly to the way of their success. Yeah.
Okay.
But most of the children, the most challenging thing is to make the parents understand that something should be done. That's the most challenging thing. Because most of the parents will come and ask, now, my child has no problem. And I hear him do counseling, and counseling is no problem. He passes well, he's very obedient. And then I say, now, forget about this thing, because now there's no problem. I say, now, most of us, especially the African setup, and that's why, mental health is taking toll on our families. Because we don't sustain what is there. We become firefighters. If you see somebody coming for counseling, if you see somebody coming with a child, there's a problem. And sincere counseling is not about solving problem. It's sustaining or challenging the behavior or maybe the mental awareness. What is there?
Mental space.
Yeah. So that's why when we ask the parents, what is good in that child? What do you like? And then the parents realize that there are good things which should be taken to the next level. And this is the greatest challenge to make the parents, to make the caregivers understand that something should be done even when things are good. How do you sustain that? I was doing this one also in the School of Marriages and the other schools. For example, the School of Marriage would understand. What are your near future plans? Talk about them. Those are some of the things we try to do in schools of formation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing for that, Father, you've mentioned, and I'm sure the Catholics can be able to relate this process or this program about the rite of continuous initiation into adulthood with the synod and synodality.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. And allow me to just read some few comments and some big shout out to Rcia Njeri, who's tuned from Kagwe Parish. We have Musungi Vitalis tuned from Nakuru City. And we have a question for you, Father. I don't know who sent this. Okay, Catechist Alfred Ahanza Kavihiza, following from Matunda, Kakamega Diocese. And he's asking when and where are these programs conducted? Maybe you'll be able to answer that to him. Yes.
Okay. This program is, we are starting on next month on 14th for the new initiate. The initiation class this year is called Upendo Class 2023. Upendo Class, the last years was Tumaini Class. I'm going out of COVID and usually give the initiate. They are here. They know we have Tumaini, we have Resilience, we have Fidelity Class. We have. So this year is called Upendo Class. Upendo Class runs from 2014. We have the new initiate coming from 14th day of next month. And then those who are doing the initiation, the circumcision, they'll do. And from there, they enter in that class. And from there, we have the parents meeting. We usually meet the parents.
Okay.
And then from there, we talk to the parents, those who want to stay in the program for 4 years. And their parents would say, Dr. Wango, I want it to be circumcised, and then you can talk to him that time. And when I pick him or her, I will bring when there is a problem. But then we tell them we don't usually like when we bring the children when there is a problem, but we want to sustain what is good in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And maybe you can tell us, why did you pick up these years to be called Upendo? That means love. Yeah.
We usually go with the what is taking shape in Kenya, yeah? In Kenya, after the post-election, most of the people, and also after the coming out of the COVID, yeah, most of the things were needs to be brought together. The families, the society, the people of the direction, all those kind of things. Okay. So we said people should now love one another and make sure that things are done well. Like the last year it was resilience. Sorry, the COVID time it was a resilience class. And then last year it was to Mahini, going out of COVID. But now we need to consolidate ourselves and move as one people called by one God to a common destiny. That's why I do this one, Upendo Class 2023.
All right. Thank you very much, Father, for that insight. And we have another question. Someone says, okay, that is following from Saudi Arabia, Martin Kavisa, there's church and there is tradition. Between the two, which institution is getting into another's job? Who is interfering with another's duty?
Okay. I like that. Okay. Yeah. You know, Maureen is actually, I would say it's not right to say the church and tradition, because even the church is built on tradition. Tradition is something it's a set of values which have been set for a specific duration of time. That's the definition of tradition, yeah? Okay. So when you say African tradition, we ourselves, we are Catholic Christians, so to say, I'm a Catholic priest. But more so, I am an African. What makes me an African is the set of values which I profess and which I live, and the way I live them. What makes me a Catholic Christian is still the same set of values and belief system, which does not conflict. If a value conflicts with another culture, we now try to take out and disparity in that. For example, we had in the olden days what was called FGM. This one, there were also these values in this. So this one was thinking there's no value in this. Because there's no value, there's no scientific value in this. You cannot say now it's a value. It's a disvalue, and that one you cannot say it is a part of African values, because it does not conform, it does not give something more good than what is expected in the society. So we cannot say, sasa tuachane mambo ya Afrika, sisi ni wazungu. Even wazungu, they have their culture. They have, you remember, a religion, I like when sometimes when Saint John Paul II, in 1991, when he was asked, he was talking about African church. You see, the church he compared it to a family, and he said, unless the faith is lived and appreciated in a society or in a tradition, it never becomes theirs. We can never say we are African Catholic Christians unless we are African. You cannot say that right now you have, because the cultural, it makes the values in you. It's not, you know, sometimes I don't like the other day we had this with Amadude, and then you see some people wearing these African things. They say, forget about this. It's not about wearing some wozi and some jamchanga, and then you look like maybe like from this culture or the other culture. It's not about that. It's the values they profess. If, for example, a community, people they are good in protecting, what can we talk about the value of protection in that? And then we tell our young initiates, for example, when they have the spear, we tell them, you need to protect the values, the good things in you. You need to protect your family by being a good boy and being a good girl. We talk of the value of protection, not now with the spear, but with the school system, where it is working. So there's no contradiction at all. We cannot say, now read about this, let's talk about child, let's talk about the schools. This is not. It's dividing one person to part of the school and part of this, and this is a problem which also comes in the faith. When people they come to real faith, when they say, "See, we want to be Christians, but we cannot be Africans," then say, "Who are you?" Then you do that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And I can see we have a very quite engaging program right here. So many comments and questions are coming. And we have Estanya Mache, who's saying that this is a very timely program from Father Gabriel. It blends African traditional rites with the current societal changes, psychosocial aspects and spirituality. boy child and girl child are very taken care of. I yearn to see this spread nationwide and even beyond. That is Esther Nyamanche.
That's my classmate, by the way.
Oh, wow, that's very good. And
we are doing a
then,
PhD program. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then we have Lucas Odor. Say hi to Father. Quite insightful and informative session. It's about what we must do to keep our children in the right path socially and behavior-wise. That's very good. Thank you very much to all of those ones who are tuning, and thank you for keeping your comments coming and your thoughts of this Rite of Continuous Initiation into Adulthood program is concerned. So thank you very much, Father. You can see people are enjoying and very proud of you for the good work that you're doing for the society and even for the young boy child and the girl child. So thank you very much.
You know this program, Maureen, is that we really need most of our caregivers, the schools, the churches, and also I see even the government, which have done completely poor in mental health, assessing people to deal with the mental health issues. You can see the government doing everything, whether there's a problem in a village, and then the chief is a counselor, the chief is a security person, and then the chief is overwhelmed, those kind of things. I want to see even all the chiefs council, they have some counselors to try to assess in mental health. Yeah. So this value system now, I'm from the school of thought that we need mental health specialists to try to assist in this. We need the spiritual health specialists to try to assist in this. I must also recommend my professor, Dr. Sasa from Catholic University. The other day, he put us on a program with African Psychological Colloquium, trying to develop the concept of African psychology. And one of the things was, can we use this initiation program to try to sustain, to have behavioral sustainability in Africa? And I'm very sure it was very, very much engaging. I must congratulate my professor, Dr. Sasa from Kwea, because really he's very handy-on. He has mentored us on this. In fact, most of these insights, they come from our class of multicultural counseling, trying to see what are these cultural values, how can they be inculcated, and how they can be used. So that we can sustain what is good in our young ones, for example, in this program.
All right. And I think further, before we wind up, because there's a question, maybe the people didn't get this information clear. Where and when are these program taking place? That is Alice from Thika. She's asking.
Okay. If you want to get hold of us, you can come either physically or call St. Benedict Parish. That's where I work. And this program is starting from 14th up to 26th. The grand graduation is on 26th.
That is November.
November.
Okay.
Yeah. It is good for children who are turning, especially in their teenage age. We recommend so much those who are going through the circumcision will do it, and then from there we call also the girls of the same age, so that we can try to grow together.
Okay.
Yeah. The other programs the other program is that those who are in Form 2, Form 3, or 14, 15, 16, or even 17 years of age, they can also bring them. Yeah, it's not that somebody's going to be being initiated. Or those who are initiated when they are young, because we say this is just operation, but initiation is what you are doing. It's just a set of schools which we try to grow grow into.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And I can see so many people would love to get in touch with you because they still have so many questions. Like we have Catechist Dennis from Nanyuki, and he's asking, ni watu gani wanafaa kufunzwa haya mafunzo? Makatekista wanaweza kufunzwa? So
it is true. I'm very, very much happy to teach even not only the catechists, but also the people who are doing the initiation program. Like here in Nairobi, we have so many people doing, maybe from churches, from schools. We really need, it can be taught on how, especially how to have this thing in a continuous level. It's not one touch. But also what is more important is actually the parenting part, because this is where we have not really a problem, but also a challenge to try to sustain that for some
Okay, all right, higher basi. So further, maybe you can give out your number so that people can maybe get in touch with you through your contact, and maybe we'll display them down on the link below so that you can also maybe have the contacts clear, and so that you can be able to get them from our Capuchin YouTube page, and you can get reached to further.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. My contact, the director is the WhatsApp contact is 0781 032 247. 0781 032 247. That one you can always chat me in WhatsApp, especially when I don't pick, maybe I might be busy. But also if you want to call, you can call even via Safaricom line. It's 0714 703 886. 0714 703 886.
Okay.
But more so because in the parish there sometimes I'm usually caught up with a lot of parochial thing or parish thing. You can also call the coordinator. We have a very, very handy coordinator. He's hands-on, and he's the one who does most of the groundwork communication. It's called Gregory, or Brother Gregory. It's 0714 892413. This is a coordinator. It's the best one if you want to pass or maybe to get something done immediately. It's very well, don't get me.
All right.
Gregory 0714 892413. 0714 892413.
Okay.
Is Gregory, the coordinator of this continuous right of continuous initiation to adulthood.
Well, thank you very much for that, Gabriel, for that thought-provoking session. I've really enjoyed, and you can see our viewers have also been enjoying for your insight, and of course for that information. And not forgetting to send some big shout-outs to Mom Margaret Kimani. I can see you're texting me, telling me that you're watching from Basilica. Thank you very much, and I'm wishing all of you a very good day ahead, and thank you very much for that. All the very best in your work, and may God bless you. My name is Maureen Kimani. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
La misión está en el corazón de la iglesia. Y más aún, cuando una iglesia está en sínodo, solamente esa dinámica sinodal la lleva adelante la vocación misionera, es decir, la respuesta al mandato de Jesús de anunciar el Evangelio. Quisiera recordar que aquí no se acaba nada, sino que aquí continúa un camino eclesial. Se trata de un camino que recorremos como los discípulos de Maús, escuchando al Señor que siempre sale a nuestro encuentro. Es el Señor de la sorpresa. Por medio de la oración y el discernimiento, el Espíritu Santo nos ayuda a realizar el apostolado del oído, o sea, escuchar con los oídos de Dios para poder hablar con la palabra de Dios. Y así nos acercamos al corazón de Cristo, del que brota nuestra misión y la voz que atrae hacia Él. Una voz que nos descubre el centro de la misión, que es llegar a todos, buscar a todos, acoger a todos y mostrar a todos sin excluir a nadie. Oremos por la Iglesia, para que adopte la escucha y el diálogo como estilo de vida a todos los niveles, dejándose guiar por la fuerza del Espíritu Santo hacia las periferias del mundo.
This is who we are. We are shepherds of God's flock. We are pastors, servants of God's people. We are KCCB.
Kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana
na Roho Mtakatifu.
Amani iwe nanyi. Tujute dhambi zetu, tupate kujiweka tayari kutoa sadaka hapa.
Somo katika kitabu cha Kumbukumbu la Torati.
We are fishers of men, priests in the order of Melchizedek.
Somo katika Injili ilivyoandikwa na Marko.
Inasonga mbele Injili.
Kwaeni mle wote, huu ndio mwili wangu utakaotolewa kwa ajili yenu.
Vijana inasonga
mbele Injili. Awabariki Mungu Mwenyezi, Baba na Mwana na Roho Mtakatifu.
We are brothers and sisters of Jesus Christ. We are consecrated. We are religious men and women. We are CMA. We are men of action. We are commission. We are CWA. We are women of faith. We are soprano and alto. We are tenor and bass. We are voices of praise and worship.
On that great morning when the sun was rolled away, on that resurrection morning, Jesus rose to life again.
We are youth for Christ.
House 47, at St. Monica's production.
We are YCA. We are MYM.
Have mercy on us and on the whole world.
For the sake of his sorrowful passion.
We are PMC. We are liturgical dancers and altar servers. We are baptized.
I baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
We are confirmed. We are married. We are marriage encounter. We are couples for Christ. We are ordained.
Mtakatifu Yosefu, utuombee.
We are one faith, one hope, one baptism. We are one, holy, Catholic, apostolic. We are the Catholic Church. This is who we are.